So I bought this skid steer this summer. I think it was in July or August. I just used it around the house. I actually don't think I brought it to any jobs. Actually, I think I brought it to one. It's a Cat 257B, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think... Well, actually, I don't think... I know it doesn't have the factory motor in it. So I bought it, like, the sight on scene. The guy delivered it to me. I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure it's 23,000, but it's either 23 or 22,000. So Canadian, probably 15,000 American. So pretty good deal. Has about 3,000 hours on it. It's a bit bigger than my 247. Has auxiliary, like a ton of auxiliaries in there. I don't know if it has high flow or not. Has a backup camera that doesn't work. None of the gauges in it really work. The hour meter does work. I think it's actually on right now. I should check that because it had like 3,000 hours when I got it. But yeah, when I got it, I assumed it had the factory motor in it, but the guy didn't mention anything. And when he got here, I pointed out that this isn't factory right there. It's definitely been plasma cut out. And it doesn't fit. There's been extra brackets added right here. This has been extended out here. And it's a Kubota in like a early 2000s Cat, which I don't think they did then. So I looked at this closely and I thought it was a 2203 Kubota engine, which it's not. I looked at it quite a bit over and it's a V3300. So it's like a 75 horsepower Kubota, which is, I think this is supposed to have a 70 or 80 horsepower motor in it. So it transfers over pretty well. The motor that was in this, I think, was the same motor, Cat motor, that is supposed to be in this. This one has the right Cat motor in it, but it's been rebuilt. But they're prone to failure, I believe. I don't know if I can... Yeah, you can see... Well, first of all, the latch is on the opposite side, but you can see how it's actually supposed to look right here for the latch. But yeah, so it's definitely not the right motor, but it works pretty well. It's a bit louder. And the guy's like, I don't know why it's so loud. The first 5 seconds of looking at it, the exhaust pipe's rusted off right there. So that's an easy fix. I don't know why he didn't do that. It looks like it's been actually swapped over pretty well. Like, besides this being extended out very slightly and this being cut out here, I don't think it really weakened anything on it. And it fits in nicely. All the, like, the coolant lines are, is that a coolant line? I think so. Are kind of, you know, jimmy rigged together. But besides that, I think they fit it in really nicely. I got all the filters. I cross-referenced all of them to Baldwin filters, I'm pretty sure. Because they're all CarQuest filters, which I don't know the quality on them, and it doesn't look like it's been changed in a while, obviously. This one was hard to find the Baldwin conversion for it. Yeah, I'm going to swap over all the filters. Gonna fix that pipe. I don't know if this... On mine, there's a tab somewhere on it. Up there. That lifts up. Yeah, this is getting kind of crushed right here. That's just a intake. It seems like it's not very rusty. Like, it looks like someone's gone through with gaskets, so someone's done some work on this motor. Yeah, but the guy mentioned, I asked him, like, were you able to get parts for it? He's like, oh yeah, they had no problem at the shop, but they had to have known this is not the right motor, because you look at parts for a 257B, and it would come up with like all parts for a Cat motor in it, not a Kubota, which I think the newer Cats have Kubotas in them, some of them, but this is definitely not factory. And I don't think this is factory at the setup here either, because I don't think the bolts going through the back here are normal. And I'm not even 100% sure it's 257B, but I'm 99% It's been repainted at some point, so they could have put the wrong stickers on, but based off the size and comparing it to the 247, it probably is. And I'm not upset at all about the Kubota motor being in here. I love Kubota. And it's probably more reliable than the Cat one is in this one. It starts up at any temperature, whereas this one right now it's like -10 out. There's no way it'll ever start. I don't use this one all winter because it just doesn't start. Now I think the glow plugs might be going in this. And I don't think the glow plugs work at all in this, but it starts every time. I need to check if the... I don't know, there are glow plugs there. Should probably test those. Yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting swap. The undercarriage on this is obviously loose, so I think it's about $1,000 a side to redo all these bushings or whatever you want to call them on both sides. I don't know how the other side works. That's to swap them over to the plastic ones I swapped over on this one, which just makes sure it doesn't wear down the metal as much. So you can just swap out the cheap plastic ones. Yeah, they both need to be done. Now, the weak point on these ASV undercarriages on the Cats is right here. They crack right here when they're getting worn down, and it is starting to wear, but it has a lot more wear, or a lot less wear than on this one over here. Let's get back here. Might be too dark to see, but you can't even oh, actually look how much material's on that one versus the metal one. Like this one has no movement and it's so much better. Should probably still get another track for this, but they're pretty expensive. I don't want to run this one until it goes. Tracks on this one are okay. Like, pretty good on this one. I don't know the other side here. Oh yeah, pretty close on both sides. Like those still have like 1,000 hours on them for how much I use them. I don't use them much on pavement. Oh yeah, one problem with this is if you're using the lights, the boom doesn't work. It's really odd, but I don't know, I'm gonna look into that. Seats in decent shape. Haven't checked any of the fuses are blown. I don't know if that has anything to do with the backup camera not working because of the fuses. Yeah, doesn't have much slop in any of the bushings. But yeah, I don't think a bad deal for $23,000. The motor's gonna last as long as the machine's gonna last, which is nice. Yeah, I'm happy with the purchase actually. It's just really loud, so definitely want to fix this. I don't know why you wouldn't have just fixed that. It's a 5-minute job. People are so weird. I actually already checked the air filter. It's good, so I'm not going to replace that yet. I have the part numbers if I ever need it. But yeah, I'm going to pull this out, warm it up, and change the oil and all the filters on it. And get that new exhaust clamp, or clamp and pipes, which I don't think I have any over here. Some of my pipes up there, I think they're all too thick. That's too short. Yeah, I don't have any. I can just go buy something because I don't even know if it has to be a flex pipe. Yeah, I don't see any pipe that's small enough. I actually had a ton of exhaust pipe that I sold this summer. I probably should have kept some of it, but it was weird sizes. Yeah. Oh well. Going to yeah, start this puppy up and let it run for a bit. Oh. It's -10 out. I haven't ran the thing in like a week. It started right up. That's Kubota for you. Alright, that should be pretty warmed up. If you noticed any slop in it, it was just because the actual bucket here is so worn. This is a bucket I got with another skid steer I had a while ago, and I just sold the skid steer without the bucket. I actually don't know where the bucket came with this. I think it's somewhere up there in the bush. I'll fish it out in the summertime, and when I use this one, I'll take this bucket off. I don't know if I have to weld something on it to fix it up, but I'm not worried about that. Also, another point I should make is that the ASV undercarriage on these things is absolutely amazing. It is the most comfortable ride you'll have on a skid steer. It actually has some sort of suspension. It's just so soft. If you've used another skid steer, these ones are just incredible. It just floats over ground. The regular skid steer undercarriage that every other company uses just sucks. It jerks around. You feel every bump. This thing is, they just float. Yeah, I would never, like, well, obviously I'm gonna have to one day, but if I can keep finding cats with ASV undercarriages, I'm gonna keep getting them, because they cost more to fix, yeah, and they're not as reliable, but when you're using them, it's amazing. I think it's worth it paying the extra maintenance cost, maybe what, a couple $1,000 more than a regular one over the same amount of time you have to replace the undercarriage. So if you're worrying about money, then yeah, I understand. But for pure comfort, you can't find something better than this. But yeah, both of them have the ASV and parts for them too. You can get tons of aftermarket parts for ASV, and that Cats is just the parts for them is better than any other company. Don't buy Wackernusen anything. They suck. Yanmar, honestly, I wouldn't get another Yanmar just because of parts for them. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but this machine, it's a Canadian machine from 2011, and it is next to impossible to find parts for. I called every dealer in North America trying to get filters for this. They all cross-referenced the wrong filters. I actually had to go through the Japanese labels on these machines. I don't know who changed the filters on them, but they used the wrong stuff. I think I found all the right parts now. I actually have a new hydraulic filter to put on this thing still, because I couldn't find one. I think I finally cross-referenced to a Baldwin. But yeah, you can't get parts for this. Cats, you can get any part you want for this thing still. And this is a 2004 or 2003. This one here, I can find any part for. That Bombardier from 1994, I can find any part for that still. It's just, this can't find anything for. The Wackernusen I had, I couldn't find any parts for. What the other one did I have? Oh, Takuchi. I had a, I should probably look at the camera more. I forget what one it was, a TL something. I couldn't find a single part for it. It was an absolute pain in the butt to find parts for it. I will never buy another one of those either. Cats and Kubota all day long. You can get any single parts still. You can go on the Kubota Canada website and look up parts for it, and they're amazing. I know the Kubota skid steers don't have a great reputation. I'll probably never buy a Kubota skid steer, but their excavators are awesome. My Kubota excavator is the best thing ever. Cat skid steers, best thing ever. I would buy a Cat excavator too. I've never had one, but based off of the skid steers I've had, they're night and day difference. Like, you can find all the aftermarket Cat stickers on eBay for 150 bucks. This one here, I might be able to, but I don't know, it's just hard getting parts for this thing. And like, this is not a cheap machine. Like, to buy a new one of this, it's like, what, like 150, 200,000 Canadian now. And if you're paying that much money, you'd think that there'd actually be support for it, but there's just nothing. These things, they're like, Cat just has the best support there is. And I know it depends on dealers, but I don't really get anything from dealers. I just go online and buy all the parts. And I know it takes longer to get, but whatever. Jeez, he's giving me a headache, the stupid earphones. Wait, this thing is really loud. Anyways, I am going to get changing the oil first, because it's still warm. I'm pretty sure that's the drain plug right down there. It looks like it's the lowest point, but it also doesn't look like there's a hole there. Oh, maybe this is the drain hole right here. That would make the most sense. All right, I'm going to put a bucket underneath here because I have no clue how much oil is in this thing. I also have no clue if there's a dipstick on it. Oh yeah, that might be a problem. Maybe there's one in the, get this thing up again. In the oil fill? Oh, yeah. It says 10W30, perfect, that's what I'm putting in it. No milk in there at all. Sweet. It's a good motor. But yeah, it starts up -10, no problem. Like, the other cat motor in this thing doesn't start up. That Yanmar won't start up again until summertime. Now, that also might be because the battery's dead in that thing, and I just haven't bought a new battery for it. Yeah, alright, I am going to drain the oil on this. Well, actually, first I'm going to look for the dipstick, and then drain the oil, and then I'll come back. Alright, so I got it out. I just moved the battery over a bit more. It's actually a 30mm drain plug, which is crazy. Also, the oil started coming out this side too. I should have probably parked it on a bit better of an angle. I also found the dipstick. It's right here. I checked it, and it was about 3/4 to pretty close to full. Doesn't seem like there's any water in there. Actually looks like it's pretty good. Now, I doubt the oil, you know, it's kind of thin. I don't know. Alright, got that tightened on. Now, the hydraulic filter, which I'm honestly dreading the most. Put that right there. The new one was almost $90. I'm really hoping it's the correct one, or that at least fits. It honestly looks pretty identical. It's a bit longer, the Baldwin one, but yes! Holy crap! Oh, I should probably pre-fill the new filter with fluid. Some towels after this. Baldwin secondary. Drain water regularly. Huh. Alright, so I should do this again in the future. I'm assuming you don't have to replace the filter every time you drain it, though. Oh my, that's stuck there. That is an old filter. Holy crap. I should pre-fuel this too. I'd probably clean that old rust off there. So I've looked more into this motor, and it seems like people use them a lot for engine swaps into older cars. No, 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 don't fall, buddy, don't fall. Ugh. I need a better weight. I just can't get to this. It's just too tall. Maybe if I go like that, then I can. Nope. Found it. January 2024, 4,000 question mark. All right, there we go. Filters are all replaced. Now I need to get the drain plug back in there, and it's filled with oil on both sides here, so I'm gonna try and like scrape that out, because the leaves in there aren't good either. They're like a fire hazard. Well, everyone says they're fire hazard. All my machines have leaves in them all the time and they never catch fire, but I don't want to be the one that catches fire, so I'm gonna be able to put the plug back in. Back in there. Let me wipe it off a bit, just so I can see any future oil leaks out of it, because I think this one right here might be leaking slowly, but I honestly think it's just because all the oil in the bottom of this from when you do an oil change. And I'm guessing, based off of how bad the other filters were, no one else does any oil changes on this thing. Did any oil changes. But let me tighten that up. Scrape this out, and then I'll fill it up. I don't remember where I last left off, because I had to wait for this 4-inch flux pipe to come in. To get it on, I had to take off the stupid exhaust manifold, and of course in doing so I dropped a nut down here I can't find. But I don't know if I took a video of what the old pipe looks like. On this over here. Yeah, it was literally in pieces. It wasn't doing anything at all. I think I reuse these because they seem like they're actually pretty new compared to the ones you get from Canadian Tire nowadays. They only last like 6 months. But I got this magnet here. I'm gonna try and fish around in here, see if I can find that. Oh shoot, where'd the other ones go? Uh-oh. Oh, right here. I need to find one more of these ones that fell down somewhere in here. It's a bit of a nightmare. I heard it fall in this direction. I'll look for it off camera. Okay, after a lot of messing around, got it hooked up. Got the two old exhaust clamps on it. Got this on. There's not much flex. Well, I guess there is. Yeah, it's moving. yeah, I'm gonna fire it up and see how it does. It's also like +3 today. This is almost February, but no complaints here. All right, let me so currently, well, before I fixed this, it was so loud that you couldn't even, you couldn't possibly run it without headphones. So I'm, hopefully when I idle it up a bit, it's gonna be a lot quieter. How's that? All right, it is not started. I don't know what's going to do with this battery being soaking wet now. This clamp's a bit loose. Let's see if that's good there. Okay, it is not starting at all now. Ever since I got it, it worked just fine. I moved it over here, I don't know, a couple days ago. I hear the fuel pump going. It's not even clicking. What was the last time it wasn't clicking? I can't remember now. Safety's down. Oh, I'll check the fuses. I think I found out what it was. I'm guessing I pulled this wire off when I was messing around back here trying to get the exhaust manifold off. Watch it be that little thing. It's never that easy. Broken exhaust step, but it's not coming around there. It's actually, there's a crack in the manifold outlet, or whatever you want to call it. I'll point to it right now. It is quieter. Maybe. It might be quieter. Oh well. It is slightly quieter. Oh jeez. But yeah, there's a hole right here where there's a lot of pressure coming out of. There's actually nothing coming out around the broken stud, so I don't know. And there's a tiny bit coming out of the top up here actually, so I might have to move that clamp a little bit. But for the most part, I think it is slightly quieter. I'll take it. But that's enough about this thing. Won't use it again until the spring when we bring it to the property and start clearing the land. Well, I'll just use it around here, just doing the driveway and stuff. When that thing is just too big to use anything around here, I need to bring it to a bigger area. This is just by the time I warm it up, I go down the driveway once and it's done. So I'm just gonna leave it there until we get a big snowfall. Hopefully we get one more snowfall this year and I can bring it to the property and just drive it on the streets, because it's about, I don't know, probably an 8-kilometer trip to get it there. I think we should be able to do it this year still if we get a little bit more snow, because we still got a decent base. It's just really warm right now. But yeah, that's all on this thing. Thanks for watching.